What if I told you that, in the year 2800, the concept of growing old is as outdated as bleeding patients to cure a fever? That somewhere, in a quiet, climate-controlled lab orbiting a pale blue star, scientists are no longer trying to slow down aging, but to reverse it entirely. Imagine a future where birthdays no longer measure how much time you've lost, but how many times you've chosen to start over. For millennia, aging was seen as an unshakable truth of life, an invisible countdown from birth to death. Ancient Chinese emperors drank mercury-laced elixirs in search of immortality. Medieval alchemists hunted for the philosopher's stone. 21st-century billionaires poured fortunes into anti-aging startups. Yet all these efforts barely scratched the surface. By the time humanity entered the 2800s, the real war against aging was no longer fought with creams, pills, or gene edits. It was fought with the mastery of time itself. The turning point came when temporal biology, the study of controlling biological time, merged with quantum-level cellular engineering. The principle was straightforward, yet breathtaking. If every microscopic change that aging causes, from DNA breaks to protein misfolding, could be precisely mapped, then in theory, those changes could be undone in perfect reverse order. Not merely halting new damage, but actively rolling back every cellular clock to a younger state. The first quantum molecular body scanners of the 2400s made this possible. They could track the molecular history of an entire body at atomic resolution, revealing how each cell had aged, second by second, over decades. Think of it as reading a biography, not of a person but of their body. With this reversal map, scientists began experimenting with guiding cells back in time. But this wasn't without danger. Early trials ended in biological chaos. Cells regressing too far, immune systems rejecting younger versions of the body, or uncontrolled tissue growth. The solution came in the late 2500s, with the rise of nanobiological intelligence, NBI. These microscopic AI-guided agents could navigate the reversal map, cell by cell, making microscopic corrections without triggering a system-wide collapse. The first successful full reversal happened in 2614. Dr. Alina Varik, aged 92, emerged from the process with the physiology of a healthy 25-year-old. Same mind, same memories. Same person, but renewed from the inside out. Humanity's oldest fear, that our bodies would inevitably fail us, was shattered. By the 2700s, the technology spread beyond elite labs. Still, its impact was far greater than just extending youth. It tore apart the very fabric of society. Lifespan stopped being a fixed measure and became a personal choice. People began living in cycles. 200 years before resetting, 50 years before resetting, or sometimes never resetting at all. Generations overlapped in strange ways. A grandmother could choose to look 22, while her daughter chose to age naturally into her 80s. Economies adapted. Retirement vanished. Education became a lifelong pursuit, rather than a young adult's sprint. A single person could master 12 different careers in a millennium. But the shift also revealed deep ethical divides. Reversing biological time required enormous bursts of negative entropy, energy harvested from quantum wells orbiting stars. Each reversal consumed enough power to sustain a small planetary colony for a decade. This sparked a fierce debate. Was it moral to spend cosmic resources keeping a few individuals young while entire frontier worlds struggled to survive? Then there was identity. If your body is rebuilt atom by atom into a younger form, are you still you? Does removing aging strip away something essential about humanity, the urgency that makes life precious? Some feared that eternal youth would breed eternal apathy. Others argued that it would unleash an unprecedented golden age of creativity, exploration, and love. Religion fractured in unpredictable ways. Some faiths embraced the technology as divine fulfillment of eternal life prophecies. Others condemned it as blasphemy, insisting that mortality was a sacred part of existence. The 27th century Chronos Wars were fought as much over ideology as over technology. By the 2800s, reversal technology had evolved into something deeply personal. People could choose to rewind only specific systems, restoring eyesight, repairing neural damage, or rejuvenating muscles, without altering their entire age. Some even created designer biological ages that had never existed naturally, bodies optimized for both beauty and performance. Then came the most radical breakthrough: reversing time past the point of birth. By pushing cellular regression beyond the zygotic stage, scientists could dissolve a person's body into its earliest stem cell potential, then rebuild it in entirely new forms. This wasn't just anti-aging, this was re-architecting humanity. This opened unimaginable possibilities and dangers. A person could choose not only to reset their body, but to change their very species' traits. Enhanced lungs for alien atmospheres, skeletal structures adapted for low gravity, even neural rewiring for new senses. The line between human and post-human blurred. But with eternity came a strange new psychological challenge: temporal fatigue. Some individuals, after hundreds of years, found themselves weary not of life's hardships, but of its repetition. For them, aging and even death began to seem like a kind of beauty lost to technology. Entire final age communities formed, where people chose to live one last natural lifespan, refusing any further reversal. And so, in this distant century, humanity has shattered the clock. But in doing so, we've built a mirror. We've proven that aging is optional, that the body's betrayal is no longer inevitable. But we've also learned that the question was never just can we, it has always been should we. Because maybe, just maybe, what we feared all along wasn't death. It was forever. This was a speculative exploration by the tech prophecy. If you want more thought experiments at the edge of science and imagination, subscribe and stay awake with us.